Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody that is in the room. If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you guys cannot hear me, give me a thumbs down or an angry face. I'm going to give some quick acknowledgments to everybody that's in the chat. All right. We got Terrence Jackson in the building. We got Big Cheese. We got Lloyd Sky 9. We got Salvon Draco 0. We got Hurricane IQ. We got Black Free Thinker. We got B1 First Is. We got Solo TV. I said Solo TV. We got Solo T40. We got Lehman Lucas. We got Jesse Paris. Shout out to my man Jesse. We got my man AB Promotions. We got DJ Elmo in the building. Lady Butterfly in the house. My man KO Kid Fit is in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in here. All right. So you guys already know the situation, but if you guys were not aware, the BLR Discord, I don't know what happened to it. Still trying to figure it out. It's been deleted. All right. But until then, until we get it figured out, make sure that you take a moment. Hit that link that's pinned in the chat, all right? And also do the survey about the notifications. Hit that link that's pinned in the chat. That'll take you to the Reacts Discord. And the Reacts Discord's got all the same features as the BLR ones. You'll get notifications and everything else. So make sure that you guys hit me up over there. And also make sure that you're subscribed to my backup channels and my other social media, all right? So we're going to start this off where we ended it at, all right? And where we ended it at was listening to this press conference that the police had. All right. Now, this press conference is about 11 minutes long, but there's some other stuff that I want to get through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hurry up and get through the rest of this stuff because I got until about 5:45. And then we're going to close it out, hopefully, with that press conference. All right. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, AB Promotions, shout out to AB Promotions. He was the stream sponsor last stream. So make sure you guys show him some love and throw some radiation emoji in the chat for him. All right. And we're going to check out what they're saying in the mainstream media. All right. Now, again, shout out to Black Alpha Network. All right. I don't know if y'all follow him on YouTube or if y'all follow him on Twitter, but he actually went down to the scene and was doing some on the ground reporting. All right. So shout out to him. He said that a lot of the stuff that is being seen on the mainstream media is not accurate, which we know that it's not, because why would the United States report accurately on a crime that represents American culture and American ideals? Let me ask you guys a question. Is this a crime of American and European culture? If it is, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man Fantizzi in the building. What's good with it, bro? Is this a cultural crime? If you ask me, this is a crime of American culture. And Americans are so proud of this culture. They're so proud of their quote-unquote country of immigrants. They're so proud, especially in this state, that they're changing the history to erase the very people who are the foundation of this country, right? So this is a crime of American culture. This is as American as apple pie. Hunting black people down is one of America's favorite pastimes, just like baseball. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they're going to hide this because it's something that's shameful. But honestly, at this point, the way that they've brainwashed the entire world, what's there to hide? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Reddit right now, a subreddit right now, a Twitch stream right now, a Discord server right now that's praising this, that's giving this props. That's saying that this is the next step to a better America. Ron DeSantis has been the governor saying that. Ron DeSantis has literally made billboards that said Florida is the state where black people go to die, because we all know what the dog whistle woke means. So we're not going to use the trick language of the dog whistle. We're going to stick our chests out like they think that they stick theirs out. Nah, bruh. You said Florida is the state where black people go to die. And you know what I'm saying? Some black people were in Dollar General and they died. So now here's my question, right? There's a lot of people that are already trying to turn this into an anti-gun situation. This ain't an anti-gun situation. This is an anti-black situation. Right. And here go my question, Solo. Larry Elder, right? Larry Elder said that there's no such thing as racism. Next time there's a race massacre, I invite Larry Elder to try to block some of those bullets with his face and see how well that works for him. I've never seen a bullet bounce off of a coon from a white supremacist gun. Have you? Have anybody ever seen that? But I implore all the coons to try that. Officer Tatum, Greg Foreman, all of you guys that think that racism doesn't exist. Next time one of these white supremacist shooters starts shooting your gun, jump right in front of that AR-15 and see what happens. Greg Foreman, you got a big enough forehead to block everybody. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that the coon vest will block the bullets? We all know the answer, but I mean, you know, why not experiment? Why not try the scientific method? You know what I'm saying? It's not like it would hurt anything. Well, it might hurt, you know, one person or two or three. But I think overall, we'd all get the results that we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's check out what they had to say here on NBC.
This morning, 3 people shot dead in Jacksonville, Florida, in a shooting police say was racially...
Now, 3 people, I'm glad that they mentioned this, right? 3 people shot dead. I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys noticed in the headlines of most of these articles, it says 4 people dead as a result of a racially motivated shooting? How many people have seen the conflicting headlines? Some say 3 and some say 4. Do you know that the white mainstream media has the nerve to include the coward yellowback shooter as one of the victims in the shooting? Shout out to Donnie Side. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, hit that bell and subscribe to the channel. And also, please share the stream to your social media. All right. How many people have seen those headlines where it has said that there are 4 people dead as a result of a mass shooting? Donnie Side, there's an active shooter outside Bahama Breeze in Jacksonville, Florida right now. 5 people been shot so far. Now, notice they keep calling this racially motivated. Why aren't they saying that this is an anti-black shooting? If this was an anti-Asian incident, they would have anti-Asian in big red letters. The reason why, we know the reason why, is because this isn't our media. That's why. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this because we talked about some stuff this morning. I'm going to ask you guys some of the same questions that I asked this morning because repetition is good. That's how you build. That's how you build big muscles like Torian. You know what I'm saying? Would you guys consider this a copycat crime? If you guys consider this a copycat crime, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't consider this a copycat crime, give me a thumbs down.
Motivated.
We will pursue this incident as a hate crime.
Police say the shooter, a white male wearing a tactical...
Let me ask you guys a question. I think people should entertain the idea of changing the paradigm that we're not going to wait for a white person to determine what's a hate crime against us. We're going to talk about these kind of things. We're going to discuss these kind of things. And then we'll consider if it's a hate crime or not. And we'll pursue the individuals that need to be pursued, right? Because he ain't the only one. Ron DeSantis is an assailant. Christopher Rufo is an assailant. A bunch of businesses are the assailants. Law enforcement is the assailant because they knew about this all day and didn't do anything about it. So it's a lot of people that need to be pursued. And the fact that some of the guilty parties are determining what kind of crime this is, nah, that don't work for me. See, the thing is that I want people to understand a lot of times in a lot of situations, shout out to YGLTB1, what's good with it, bro? And shout out to Black Star Racer, what's up with you, bro? In a lot of these situations, we have dealt with a situation where we're under the assumption that there's a justice system that is actually working to provide justice to every member of American society. And that's not the kind of world that we live in. Shout out to Jay. The kind of world that we live in is the kind of world where we're not qualified as human and we're cannon fodder until we change that. One of the first steps that we got to take in changing this kind of stuff, if you ask me, is take a tight grasp of our own destiny. I'm not leaving it up to the media to tell me what this is. I know what this is. I'm not leaving it up to some clown-ass neighbor or some clown-ass coworker to convince me what this is. I know what it is. And if you don't want to be part of the wrath, then get out of the way. If you don't want to catch a stray, get out of the way. And I agree, YGLTB1, but the reason why I say it's a copycat is what I'm saying is that it's a copycat of Peyton Gendron, because we're never going to get white supremacists in a white supremacist world that provides benefits and protection to every other group of people besides black people to ever admit that. So we have to show the pattern, if you ask me, in another way. And if we show the pattern as it being a copycat, now they can't say that it's an isolated event because the pattern has been copied. I get what you're saying. Shout out to Ali. What's good with it, bro? I get what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. You feel me? But for semantics purposes, until we can just grab people by the voice box, we can make the point real quick, real clean, and real concise like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I say that. But I agree with you 100%. It absolutely is WS behaving normally. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You are definitely not wrong in your assessment of that.
Vest and mask opened fire in a Dollar General store Saturday afternoon, killing 2 men and a woman, all of them black, before turning the gun on himself. Police on scene recovered an AR-style rifle and a handgun, one of them covered in hand-drawn swastikas.
This is a dark day in Jacksonville's history. Any loss of life is tragic, but the hate that motivated the shooter's killing spree adds an additional layer of heartbreak.
Authorities say earlier in the day, the man had sent racist...
Does it? Or does this just attract more white people to move to Florida, more white supremacists? Is this really a dark day? Or did Florida just increase its real estate amongst American society? And I agree, DJ Elmo. It is a national network. I agree 100%. The governor of Florida said that Florida is where black people go to die. And I mean, black people dying in Florida. So he's not lying. So what this is actually a positive, a positive in Ron DeSantis's campaign, because he's targeting the audience of people that are raising kids like this, right? He's targeting the incels, Karen mother and Karen fathers. Those are the people that he wants to support him. right? So if you see stuff like this going on, that this is definitely, well, I don't know if I would say definitely, but you would assume that this is a way to deter black people from coming around. They're trying to turn Florida into a sundown state.
His writings to local law enforcement, to media, even his own parents.
So now how come the media didn't say anything about it? See, he sent the manifestos to the law enforcement, he sent them to the media, and he sent them to the parents. Now, how come the media didn't talk to law enforcement, and law enforcement didn't hold a press conference? Now, don't you guys find it interesting that the news isn't asking those questions? Do you think that we'll ever get an answer to those questions? Do you think Joe Biden will ever be accountable for his America? He won't even be accountable for his Adoso bloodline, let alone America. We live in a country that has over 100 Adoso lawmakers. Do you think that this is what their ancestors were doing? And this country is run by Adosos. And the progeny of this country are behaving like Adosos. Literally, nobody should be surprised by this. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I'm surprised about is that the people that was there didn't form like Voltron and get him up out of the paint. They should have Second Amendmented him. But apparently, it was a situation like in Buffalo. They saw the white boy with the tactical gear, and everybody just kept it moving. Because you know how it is. It's the same way as when I ask people, well, did you see this on YouTube? Did you see that on YouTube? Nah, they white. I don't pay attention to them. And everybody sit there and talk about Neely Fuller Jr. And one of the main things that Neely Fuller Jr. criticized people about is that black people sit there and stare at each other and don't pay attention to what white people are doing. Didn't Neely Fuller Jr. say that? Now, somebody would get outraged and leave the chat and unsubscribe because they some suckers, emotionally damaged, rob a coon. But your elder Neely Fuller Jr. said that. That ain't my original words. Regardless of who said it, is it true? Neely Fuller Jr. said that. Those his words. A lot of times people like to cherry pick. People don't like when that hard stuff come out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, this old white boy. You know what I'm saying? I can't be bothered with him. Huh, okay. Bet you bothered now. That's what I'm saying, man. Karens are one of the first lines of defense in white people's communities. Because they're the first people that try to make somebody that they don't recognize uncomfortable. Who ever makes anybody uncomfortable when it comes to us? Carlton Way said Neely Fuller Jr., the original off-code media. Facts. Off-code, a.k.a. telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? The real truth, not the Officer Tatum truth. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit. Facts. Security. Get the likes up. Security. You know what I'm saying? Wave the flashlight at him, KO Kid Fit. Sir, I'm going to need you to get those likes up, please. Thank you. Thank you. So now here goes my question. So we got Buffalo, right? Now we got this. There's a couple questions that we got to answer. We got to answer this question for the white people. White people, where you at? Gather around. How many times have black people done this? How many times has a black person walked into the mustard seed and said, kill all the spawns of Yakub on their gun and shot up a bunch of white people, shot up a bunch of Chads and Karens? When does that happen? Take that Twitter account down, sir. What group of people from the FBI crime statistics commits the largest amount of racially motivated hate crimes in the United States? What group of people does it? It should be a very obvious answer for a very obvious reason. The obvious answer is white people. And the reason why that answer is the obvious answer is because literally they created this country with a series of hate crimes that spanned over centuries. Indigenous massacres, race-based slavery, Jim Crow. The country was literally built by black people on racism. And you think that it's not ingrained, it's not in these people? But if you ask them, they'll sit there and tell you that they're under attack. They'll tell you about black on black crime, but they can't tell you about black on white crime. When the last time Pookie and Ray Ray left out the hood to go attack some white people? I'm going to drive over here to this suburban area, and I'm going to just randomly shoot up a bunch of white people. When have some Bloods or some Crips racially targeted white people? Now, am I saying that as a good or a bad thing? I'm not saying it as either one. I'm just saying, when has it happened? Because there's a whole bunch of those people who seem to be confused about reality. But the thing is that they're not confused at all. Facts. Carlton, Pookie, and Ray Ray were absolutely created by white people. So they're not going to go and attack their creators. Same reason why coons don't attack their creators. Same reason why other people who remain nameless at the current moment don't go and attack their creators, because make no mistake, they got created too. You know what I'm saying?
Authorities say earlier in the day, the man had sent racist writings to local law enforcement, to media, even his own parents, expressing his desire to kill black people.
So I find it interesting that most media outlets are not correlating this with this is what Florida is a manufacturing factory of. Do you know that white people aren't upset that 3 black people died? They're upset that people keep talking about this. Now, notice how when it comes to this, nobody is saying what law enforcement did with the information, what the media did with the information. The only thing that we allegedly know that happened with the information is that the parents passed the information to law enforcement, if I'm not mistaken. Which God only knows how long they were sitting on it before they decided to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But this is, do you guys understand? I want you guys to pay attention. Understand the necessity of us having our own value chain. How are you supposed to get accurate information out about this if the very group of people that's guilty of committing this crime control the media? If they control all of the social media platforms, you don't think that Elon Musk is throttling information about this right now? He probably is. You don't think that top-down directives were sent to the media companies about how to discuss this? They were. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to YGLTB1, who's been a member for 1 month. And shout out to MC Fact. What's good with it? And shout out to Be Easy. What's going on with you, bro? I agree that the pattern of anti-Black deletions has been established. However, when you have everyone from the media and the government working in concert against us, then we will have to shut them down completely economically. I agree 110%. YGLTB1 has never sent a chat at all that I don't agree with so far. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree with YGLTB1, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. I agree 100%. And that's one of the reasons why I be talking about these value chains. If you ask me, none of these white media outlets should even have access to these stories. If there's violence against us, we know that there's a history of the media skewing and misrepresenting the story. That media needs to go directly to Black media. Black Alpha Network was down there. You know what I'm saying? On the ground. People should talk to him. He posts the media on his social media. They got to get the information from him directly. You want to make causing us trauma your business? We'll make it our business to withhold information about the trauma and only give it to ourselves. Why don't people think like that? Shout out to Tammy. Even my channel's not good enough. I need a TV station, a radio station, and a website. This isn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing good enough. It don't stop here. You know what I'm saying? With what I want to do as my goals, I'm underperforming and I'm failing, but I'm still trying though. I'm not going to give up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to die trying. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show my man Be Easy, that dude, some love. He just became a member. Everybody should consider the membership because it's only 99 cents. Definitely helps the channel. We're actually starting to get a lot of members, man. Yeah, you know what? My man Mo Fax can actually help you out with that. Be Easy. I don't know if Mo Fax is in the chat or not, but next time he's in here, he could definitely drop you some info about how to get that popping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree 100%. And if Black Alpha Network wanted to, which you get into those kind of situations where especially when people are taking clips like that, if you're media, you got to ask yourself, well, do I want the message out? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You gotta get into those kind of value state judgments. But I agree. When stuff is used without permission, especially our stuff, yeah, absolutely. Get it up out of there. I think that in that situation with Black Alpha, I think for the most part, he wanted to try to get that message out to as many people as he could. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, again, shout out to MC that just became a YouTube member. Definitely appreciate all the members. Like I said, it's less than a bottle of pop. You know what I'm saying? 99 cents. And it helps. And like I said, look, check out all the green names in the building. Shout out to all the members. If you're a member, throw a radiation emoji in the chat. We got a lot of members. You know what I'm saying? This is not a channel where the subscribers are not loyal. We have loyal subscribers that have been here watching this channel since day one, like DJ Elmo, still in the chat. Shout out to DJ Elmo. Black Star Racer been around forever. You know what I'm saying? We're not going anywhere. The only place we going is up. It might, and Fantasy been around. You know what I'm saying? The only place we going is up. And the only thing we're getting is better. Shout out to Jay Bird. What's good with it, bro? And shout out to Black Free Thinker. We got, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all may as well all join. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a point where this channel is going to have more members than subscribers. Because they lie about my channel, man. And people that have been around forever can attest to this. There used to be a time when I only had 5 people watching. Shout out to my man Ali. Facts. I used to only have 5 people watching. I used to hope to get 10 likes. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is now my goal is to get 200 likes, but the subscriber count hasn't gone up. So where'd all these new people come from? There's always new people in the chat that say, I just found this channel. I just subscribed today, but the channel subscriber number don't go up. So don't pay attention to that. Also, don't never pay attention to the amount of views that a video get. You see how many people watching right now. It'd be people watching the videos. It'll end and say only 200 people watch. And shout out to MC Fact. MC Fact was one of them ones. He was one of them day ones. Facts. Same with Ali. Ali was day 0. Ali rocked with me before I was even on YouTube. So shout out to my man Ali. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, don't pay attention to none of that. Only pay attention to the integrity of the information, and also pay attention to the quality of the intelligence of the subscribers. You're going to get people in the chat here that have solutions that are well articulated, like YG, like DJ Elmo, like Carla, Deneen. You know what I'm saying? John. You know what I mean? You're going to have solution-based people here. So not only are you going to be getting content from the stream or from the videos, there's a wealth of information in the comment section. Torian, you know what I'm saying? People like that. Kid Gravity. So it's a lot of good resources. You know what I'm saying?
Portions of these manifestos detail the shooter's disgusting ideology of hate.
Prior to the shooting, police say the gunman stopped at Edward Waters.
Now, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. How far removed from Ron DeSantis's ideology is the ideology in the manifesto? How far removed from Ron DeSantis's ideology is the ideology in the manifesto? The manifesto probably felt welcomed and was written because it was created in a state that promotes that kind of ideology, right? So none of this is a mystery. None of this is a mystery. But what now? Look at this. This is NBC. This is liberal media. This is Democrat media. Shout out to Terrence. What's good with it, bro? This is Democrat media. And what they're doing here is they're trying to create a separation from the culture of Florida, right? With the manifesto. Are you serious? The manifesto is the culture of Florida. That's why that one organization, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the NAACP, despite the fact that it was politically motivated, but it was accurate. They put out a travel warning to black people talking about don't go to Florida. This just substantiated the travel warning. Ricky Jones said, where did they find these black people standing behind the police? I think they was all walking away from that jail in Georgia, and they had got hot and they took off they Blacks for Trump t-shirts, wrapped them around their head or threw them down somewhere, and they saw them coming up the freeway and said, yo, we need y'all for another photo op. Y'all up for it? Y'all need some money? And then they went over there. Notice how, like, the black people that they get for these photo ops, you know, like, they always look like characters off of the Boondocks. They don't never just look like some regular, just normal black people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, where the media find Anton Dodson at? Hide your kids, hide your wife. Where they find him at? And why they let him talk so damn much? They always find some cartoon, Disney, black exploitation, boondocky people to represent. And the reason why they do that is to downplay it, to make it into a comedy show. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna find the most insane crackhead that I can find, and I'm gonna put them in front of the camera, so we can liken this to a comedy skit. So we can liken this, to a comedy sketch. It's gonna be a little sketch off of In Living Color to lighten the mood. They'll never find some black person that's well articulated. You know what I'm saying? A masculine man or a feminine woman. Intelligent individual, and have them talking on the microphone. Then do you guys notice that they go out of their way to never find anybody like that? Oh, that's just because they're just hard to find. That's not true. Every city, everywhere, there's a black doctor working there. You got to have some kind of intelligence to be a doctor. In every single city in the United States, whether it's at their own personal practice or whether it's at a hospital, there's a black doctor that works there. But if you listen to the population at large, and if you listen to a lot of these, people that got WS brain damage, like, again, no offense to Black Alpha Network. I appreciate the work that he did. You know what I'm saying? Right. But did you guys hear that individual, the elderly individual that he went up to the car and was telling that guy, he was like, yeah, there was a shooting, you know what I'm saying? Be safe, brother. What did the older guy say? I want you guys to tell me what the older guy said. And I was just watching Kid Gravity's live stream before I got this up. So I know a bunch of y'all know because Kid Gravity played it. Facts, Deneen. They're not putting Black Light Revelations chat members on the mic. Heck no. Embrace villainy. Oh no, get these people off the damn screen. This is not what we need. That elderly gentleman in the car that Black Alpha Network was interviewing or having a conversation with, the first thing that individual said was, it's bad enough that we're harming each other. Man, we sitting up here talking about 3 innocent black people that got shot up by some crazy white supremacist incel, and the first response that you have is, it's bad enough that we're harming each other? Good God! We need shock collars on these elderly people, man. Shock collars. I'm gonna put that in the merch store. You think they'll let me sell it if I put a disclaimer on the if you let me put a disclaimer on the screen? If I put a disclaimer in the merch store, not to get wet and not to be around flammable objects, you think they'll let me put the coon collar in the merch store? Anytime somebody start acting like it, shock them a little bit. Go back and watch Kid Gravity's live stream. When he played those clips from Black Alpha Network, I think it was the very last one. Black Alpha Network was real respectful, you know what I'm saying? And Black Alpha Network was like, we got to be careful out here, brother. I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. With a voice thing we do out here, we out here hating each other. Man, going somewhere, man. Got your diaper on too tight. Got your Depends on too tight. Cutting off the circulation to your brain. You know what I'm saying?
University, a historically black Christian university, where he was seen putting on that tactical vest before heading to the Dollar General.
Yeah, he said, I love you. He definitely said, I love you, John. You know what? I'm about to actually try to find it. Hold on real quick. Smash that like button. See, look, we're going to have to mess around and do a part 3. Yeah, he said, I love you. That definitely happened. But I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to what he said before that, though. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it was the last one. And I swear, man, I hate Twitter. And again, make sure, shout out to Black Alpha Network. Let me see. Hold on real quick. I think it was, let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see. It's that part when there was a car. Let me see where the car at. Where the car at? Let me see. Where's that car at? I gotta retweet this too for my man. You know what? You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Kid Gravity's live stream and see if I can find it. Because Twitter ain't working right for me right now. Let me see. Hold on. And hold on, while that's how much more we got? Yeah, while that's going, I'm gonna play this, all right?
General.
I can't tell you what his mindset was while he was there, but he did go there.
Dollar General releasing a statement overnight saying, quote, "We are heartbroken by this senseless act of violence. The brazen killing coming 5 years to the day after a mass shooting at a video game tournament right here in this."
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Was it a senseless act of violence? That's my question for you guys. Was this a senseless act of violence? What would you all consider this? Shout out to Tony. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please make sure you guys take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit that bell. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see. All right, yeah. Here we go. All right, so when Kid Gravity starts reviewing this video, it's at 19 minutes. All right. And again, like I said, shout out to Black Alpha Network for being down there, and shout out to Kid Gravity for this live stream. And I know I ain't got to do no fair use on my man's live stream, so I ain't even about to. We about to listen to this at regular speed. All right, let me see. I'm gonna put this up so y'all can see it real big.
I-95, and they ended up in Jacksonville. Yes, he did. Shout out to that man. I'm put something on his Cash App. I'm finna put the Cash App in chat. Put something on that man. That man spent a hell of a lot of gas to go down there.
Right. I agree. Shout out to X-Rated Wallow. Wallow says, if this happened to the AAPI community again, they would get another hate crime bill. Right. But we're not going to get one because they hate us, right? They tolerate Asian people, but they hate us, which means that we got to do what? What we have to do is, when people attack us, we have to cause more harm when we defend ourselves to deter the people from harming us in order to get them to write a hate crime bill. As long as there's no as long as it's only us that's getting harmed, this kind of behavior will be encouraged. Here go my thing, right? Think about this, X-Rated Wallow, and I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. I just want you to rationalize with me here. This is a state where the state motto, the state governor's motto is Florida is the state where black people go to die. How are we gonna get a hate crime bill that applies to a state like that. The first, if there was a federal hate crime bill that would be encouraged by the federal government, the first thing that Ron DeSantis would do would be to scrap it, right? Because state supersedes federal, and he would say no race-based protection. That's the first thing that he would do. Now, he wouldn't do that with anybody else, and we all know that it would be unfair, but what are we going to do to stop him? So the only thing that we can do is to create harm and a record of trauma in our response to this in order to deter them from doing stuff like this to us, because the only language that they understand is harm and trauma. You see what I'm saying? So that means that if somebody comes into a store, we have and tries to do this in our defense of ourselves, we have to make it to where that person is so disfigured that they can't be shown on TV. And then we take all of the pictures of them after we've defensively disfigured them and put them all over the social media and say, this is what fuck around and find out looks like. And in order to protect the attackers, then they'll have to do a hate crime bill. Because the hate crime bill will never be about us because they hate us. You see what I'm saying? So say, for instance, this individual, because they want to protect the young white kids. They want to protect young white men. Let's just say this kid got out of pocket with his AR-15. And in defending the Dollar General, he ends up looking like a bloody steak. Now, the media is not going to show that because they're going to be embarrassed. But we're going to have pictures of it. And we're going to make it a meme on social media. And that bloody steak is going to be what fuck around and find out looks like. In order to protect young potential shooters from becoming bloody steaks, they'll put a hate crime bill on there and make it look like they're doing it so people don't attack us. No, you're doing it because you know you about to get peeled like a potato coming to fuck with us. So you got to protect the attacker and deter the attackers, because y'all can't make it look like y'all taking so many L's. Y'all saw what happened in Montgomery, right? Imagine if people really tuned them people up the right way. None of them people really even got beat up all that bad. Imagine if they had looked like an ice pick got taken to them. You know what I'm saying? So check this out.
And get the feel of what happened yesterday. Let me just make sure I got it correctly, because if I send y'all somewhere else, y'all gonna get mad at me. Okay, I was right. So that's the brother's Cash App. So make sure you give something to that man. But yeah, he was on the ground yesterday. Let's hear what Black Alpha said.
Here it is, right here.
The whole story, but what we're understanding is that,
let me see, hold on, right here. I want y'all to pay attention.
Video game tournament. So don't let them tell you that this is a lone wolf. This looks like the typical supremacist act against foundational Black Americans, and this is exactly why foundational Black Americans need to get us an anti-Black hate crime bill. We'll be right on back. Yes, indeed.
Hey, lamestream media. This is how you do guerrilla reporting.
All right, family, I'm gonna tell you something.
You thought he was done? Hell no. He ain't done.
Kid Gravity
in
them drops.
He got more. Shout out to Black Alpha and the Queen.
Say it again, brother. Oh, there was a mass shooting. And yeah, 3 Black Americans were killed. We're hearing a lot of people out here in the streets are saying that it was more than that, brother. Yeah, but the news is very sketchy with it, so we're not really getting the whole story. But what we're understanding is that, down here it was a Dollar General. Down here at the Dollar General, there was some racist white person came in with a swastika on his gun. What? Yes, sir. And he killed 3 Black Americans, and then he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. So everything's blocked off right now. We down here reporting. Me and my wife, Black Alpha Network, who I represent, it's my channel. And yeah, it's me, man. Got a card or something? Yeah, you can tap in. I'll give it to you, brother. I'll make sure you get it. But yeah, brother, you stay safe out here, man, because you know how it is out here for us, man. Out here now. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. Yeah, brother. Yeah, they got everything blocked off on all 4 sections, man. So we can't really get, there like we want. But we're out here talking to the people.
On YouTube, just Black Alpha Network on YouTube.
Black Alpha Network. Black Alpha Network. Yes, sir, man. Check me out, man. I'm definitely holding it down for all of us, man. Make sure we stay safe, brother. All right.
We got to come together. It's getting crazy.
This is getting real crazy out here, brother.
It's getting crazy. We already messing with each other now.
Did y'all hear it? We already messing with each other. Did y'all hear it? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all throw some nuclear bombs. But y'all need to throw some nuclear man, not even nuclear bombs. You got to throw supernovas in the chat. You got to throw black holes in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You got to do stuff like that when the super chat come through like this. Shout out to my man YGLTB1 with the $99 super chat, the $100 super chat. A few steps of how we can gain power and use power that will cut holes in the pocket of WS that will exact in an immediate response to our demands. 1, stop sending our athletes to PWI. 2, stop spending money on frivolous items. 3, make black faces of WS irrelevant. So all facts. All facts. All jewels. Those are all facts. That is facts. I'm so glad that YGLTB1 found my channel, and not because the brother be supporting like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But because literally everything that he be saying, this is what we've been saying over here for how long, y'all? How long? I swear it's so good when you see, when you come in contact with people that have a like mind. This is absolute facts. Neely Fuller Jr. said that white supremacy is a business, right? Which means that in order to put it out of business, we got to use business tactics. We got to use business tactics. We got to disrupt their marketing department, which is the mainstream media, which is social media. We got to cut their revenues off. We got to get their liabilities higher than their assets on the balance sheet. Business. Negative cash flow. Business. You put a business out of business through business strategy. You guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. We got to use business, economic tactics, quantitative easing. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Heat St. Cloud. He is absolutely right. I've literally never seen YGLTB1 say one tactic of how to deal with this that I don't agree with, because he's always coming with the soft soft warfare of using economic strategy and business tactics. Business. All these people out here talk about their businessmen, right? You got Jay-Z, I'm a businessman. But none of your business moves are doing anything to cause harm to white supremacy or empowering any black people in any way. Mofax said, but it's pumpkin spice season. Yeah, right. But I want y'all to listen to what this elderly individual said. All right. I want y'all to listen to what this elderly individual said. And yo, JB Easy, there go Mofax in the chat right there. Mofax can lead you in the right direction with that Roku stuff. Listen to this. The first thing that this dude said, the Black Alpha Network is telling, yo, bro, be careful, man. There's some white supremacist shooter out here. Well, we out here harming each other now. Like, seriously, man? What? Seriously?
The whole story. But what we're understanding is that, down here after it was a Dollar General, down here at the Dollar General, there was some racist white person came in with a swastika on his gun.
What?
Yes, sir. And he killed 3 Black Americans, and then he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. So everything's blocked off right now. We down here reporting. Me and my wife, Black Alpha Network, who I represent, it's my channel. And yeah, it's me, man.
Got
So
a card or something?
you can tap in. I'll give it to you, brother. I'll make sure you get it. But yeah, brother, you stay safe out here, man, because you know how it is out here for us, man.
Out here now.
You know what I'm saying?
This shit crazy.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, they got everything blocked off on all 4 sections, man. So we can't really get, there like we want. But we're out here talking to the people.
On YouTube, just Black Alpha Network on YouTube.
Black Alpha Network.
Black Alpha Network. Yes, sir, man. Check me out, man. I'm definitely holding it down for all of us, man. Make sure we stay safe, brother.
We got to come together because it's getting crazy.
This is getting real crazy out here, brother.
It's getting crazy because we already messing with each other now.
We already messing with each other. I want to make sure everybody heard that. So there ain't nobody like, oh, Rob making this up, Rob nitpicking. Nah, there it is right there. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Deneen. Deneen, I'm going to tell you something. Never be ashamed of who you are. You are definitely not one of those type of boomers that would say something like that. So you don't need to apologize for anything that anybody else did. The only thing that you need to do is you keep being you, and you keep being an example of what your peers should be. You don't need to apologize for the failures of others. You know what I'm saying? You just need to understand that when we show our frustration as younger people, we're not talking to the people like you. We're not talking to Carla. We're not talking to Val. You know what I'm saying? We're talking to people like old boy in that car. You one of us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're one of us. You know what I mean? You don't owe us any kind of apology at all. You don't owe anybody any shame at all. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go back to where we was at. I swear, you guys are the best subscribers on YouTube. That's one of the, I blame y'all. You guys are the reason why I can't never get through a whole stream in the amount of time that I want to. That's right. I'm blaming y'all.
This same city also carried out by a lone gunman in Jacksonville. He was aware of.
Notice how they said by a lone gunman in Jacksonville. Listen, man, if all of these people have if all of these people are following a specific pattern, if all of these people are following a design, if all of these people have manifestos, these aren't lone gunmen. They're not lone gunmen. The fact that he did this in a state where the governor encourages it makes it automatically not a lone gunman, even if we can't find any other assailant. It's not a lone gunman. This is literally the country's culture. You know what I'm saying? This dude is acting on American culture. This is what they're proud of. Try it in a small town. Try shopping at Dollar General in a small town, and this is what might happen to you. Try shopping at Tops in a small town. This is what might happen to you. Are you serious? Here's my thing. We can never be complacent with these people's diligence of living in a delusion. Any force that slaps them back into reality always has to come from us. Don't feel that way, Edward. You one of us too. And the thing that's wonderful about, older black people is that black don't crack. Y'all could lie to us about our age, about your age, and we wouldn't know any better anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just if it's like that, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about your age. But if it really gets to you like that, just go ahead and tell everybody that you 45 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just tell everybody that you in your late 30s. And wouldn't nobody know anyway. You know what I'm saying? Would nobody know? You'd be all right. Just don't let nobody, just when you go and when you use the card that gets you the free coffee and stuff like that, just make sure you got on some dark sunglasses so nobody catch you. People be posting your picture in the Discord. I seen I seen Ed and Deneen cashing in on that free coffee, and Carla and Val was in the car.
Right here in this same city, also carried out by a lone gunman in Jacksonville.
He was aware of that and perhaps chose this date in alignment with that.
On Saturday evening, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis releasing this video.
He took the coward's way out.
The only thing that Ron DeSantis is irritated about is that he has to deal with this. He's not concerned about any loss of life. He's concerned about the inconvenience that it cost him. Would you guys agree? There is literally no regard for any black life from Ron DeSantis. Now, what I find fascinating is I'm actually shocked that in Florida, you're even allowed to report the news and mention race. Because here's my question for Ron DeSantis. In 50 years, when this is talked about in school, with your Stop Woke Act in place, how are they going to discuss it? How are they going to talk about this in school? Shout out to Denise. We got love for the black light boomers. We got love for the black light boomers. You know what I'm saying? How are they going to discuss this in the classroom in 50 years under Ron DeSantis' laws if those laws are still in place? He doesn't care about any of this. This is all political theater. You see what they do. You see what they're doing. You see what they're doing in Oklahoma, where it is confirmed that it was a race massacre in Tulsa that destroyed Black Wall Street. This is confirmed. This is factual information. And you got the politicians down there saying, well, it wasn't about race. Somebody needs to get this rat off of the screen.
But we condemn what happened in the strongest possible terms.
Meanwhile, back in Jacksonville, anger and grief as a community comes.
What are those strongest possible terms, Ron? Are you gonna teach about this in schools? What is Florida education? What is the Florida Board of Education going to do to make sure that the little white incels don't do this? Because in your state, where little white kids' feelings are appeased, they still graduate and do stuff like this. So removing critical race theory, it's not helping white kids be more emotionally stable. Because in schools where they don't have to learn about their degenerate ancestors, they still decide to take up arms and shoot up a bunch of black people. What about that? I thought this is what this was supposed to prevent. Well, if you just keep talking to these white people about how fucked up their ancestors were, I mean, you can't expect violence not to happen. Okay, well, Ron DeSantis made it illegal for their degenerate ancestors to be talked about, and the kids are still coming out of school shooting black people up. So what you gonna do now? That's the question. This is a failure of Ron DeSantis' education policies in Florida, and people aren't talking about it in those terms. You take black history out of schools to emotionally stabilize white children, and then white children turn around and kill black people at Dollar General. I thought that this wasn't supposed to happen. I thought that continued talking about slavery and reparations was just what made white people snap and do violent stuff like this. Which one is it? So we take black history out of school. Little white incels go shoot up black people. We got black history in school. Little white incels go shoot up black people. Clearly, there's a little bit something more at work than just the mention of Martin Luther King. You guys agree? I think that that's an excellent point that nobody's brought up. Florida is the state that should have the most emotionally stable white people as a result of them being shielded from the history of their ancestors by the politicians. Would you agree? There is no excuse for any white person coming out of Florida to have race issues, because according to Ron DeSantis, talking about black history flares up racism and division, right? So now my question is, how do we explain this? Where the black conservatives at? Greg Foreman, get your ass in here. Tatum, front and center. Answer my question. How is this going to be taught about? Are we, when in 50 years in the future, when we teach this, when this is brought up in the classroom, are we just going to leave the manifesto part out? How are we going to talk about Buffalo? We just going to leave the manifesto part out? What are we going to do? Oh, it's so long ago. We should be over it by now. We should be over it by now, but they'll still be teaching about Castro down there in Florida. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please make sure you guys take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys take a moment and hit the bell. Now, I got a question, and this is a serious question. What is a strategic way that a message can be spread for people, black people, to stop utilizing white media for primary information? Shout out to Keldrick, another day one. What's good with it, bro? Not only was Keldrick a day one, he was one of the first members too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Keldrick. Because we gotta have results, right? And we gotta track the results. If there's a constant conveyor belt of misinformation being fed into somebody's head, you have to cut off the supply of misinformation, and then you have to replace that misinformation with accurate information, right? Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Inputs and outputs, right? Inputs and outputs are integral parts of every system. Something goes in, it gets processed in the system, and it comes out. Bad information goes into your brain, it gets processed, and then it comes out. Bad information goes into your brain, it gets processed, and people say shit like, well, Weezer needs to stop a kills in each as others. Weezer needs to stop a being so's a badzer. Shit like that, right? Good information goes into your brain, it gets processed, it comes out. What do you think about this crime? I think that him, his family, the governor, and all of the institutes that perpetuate this message should be punished. I support a hate crime bill for foundational Black Americans. And if reparations had been paid, there would be businesses that specialize in selling guns and gun training to Black people, so they would have been able to protect themselves. That's how you answer that question. Good information goes into your head. We need to make it a goal to make sure that every single Black person in the United States is white media unfriendly. We are unfriendly to you. We say all of this shit that you don't want to hear. What should happen to this person? The death penalty. Oh my God. I support the death penalty to people that try to harm FBA. As a matter of fact, I can get some of my gun training during the death penalty as part of the firing squad. Let me be a part of my own justice. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, that's who you better be praying to, your God. Imagine if every single Black person talked like that anytime white media put a microphone in front of their face. They're not going to be able to continue putting microphones in front of people's faces if we keep saying those kind of things. That will cause a huge problem. If something ever happened to me or there's a situation that I need looked into, the first people that I'm telling is either I'm telling TD, Torian, and Kid Gravity. They're getting all the information firsthand. And I'm not dealing with no media. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to Denise, who just became a member. Make sure you guys show her some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Definitely appreciate it. I'm telling you, the membership army is getting deep. And you guys, I always promise, the more members, the more I'm able to do as far as content and quality of content. And anybody that's been around for a long time will tell you the quality and the frequency consistently improves and increases. I'm not just making that up. I'm not going to sell you a school. I'm not going to sell you no lessons. But what I will do is to continue to do as much journalism as I can at the highest quality that I can to the best of my ability. You will always get that from me. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. I agree, Tammy. And the thing is, one of the reasons why me and TD kind of joke about quote unquote the grift, we joke about that, right? But that's actually similar to what Professor Black Truth says when Professor Black Truth is saying how WS has all of the resources to be able to reward coons and be able to reward tools. That's why people grift. Those are tool rewards. Those are coon rewards. I'll throw everybody under the bus for $30,000 a month. We got to make it where we're incentivized, because like at the bottom, at the end of the day, most people don't have integrity, right? It's the amount of resources, the amount of money, the amount of whatever it is that you can pay that will get people to dedicate to something. If we had more resources and if we had more assets and was able to incentivize doing the kind of stuff that people like TD, that people like Torian do, and they could get paid well for, people would do it. That's one of the reasons why YouTube doesn't circulate our content like that. It wants to deter. It wants to deter people from talking about this kind of stuff. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to try to build yourself until you're able to get off of YouTube. And I agree with Hurricane IQ 100%. 100%. We need our own think tanks and we need our own super PACs, right? And again, at the base level, we need to start our own super PAC, but we need to put the focus, right? We need to start our own think tanks, but we need to put the focus on HBCUs and ask, why is it that all these predominantly white universities are doing all of these studies? What are you doing? According to Deion Sanders, they weren't even doing the landscaping. Where you have a whole concentration of academic professionals in a university. Universities are the original white supremacist think tanks. What are you doing? What has Cornell West been doing this entire time? What studies have you come out with? And I agree. Hurricane, Twitter X is not a think tank for us. Facts. None of these social media outlets are. These social media outlets, if you ask me, for the most part, are mainly broadcast vehicles. know what I'm saying? If you ask me, we can utilize stuff that's existing, but nothing that is existing should be our primary vehicle, because anything that's already existing has outside detonation switches, and anybody can just hit the detonator and self-destruct it, and everything that we have is gone if it's built off of that. That's just my opinion. Elon Musk could say, yeah, I'm done with Twitter. Pull the plug. All of that microblogging on Twitter is gone. You know what I'm saying? It's all gone. You know what I mean?
To grips with unimaginable pain.
The people in this community, they're hurting.
Now, here goes my question. Here goes my thing. If you're dead, you're not hurting. So there's that. And for two, when somebody else is hurt like this, where do they show these ridiculous optics of all these people having a damn kumbaya with hands all holding hands and this nonsense, man? You should be holding weapons. If the United States government isn't prepared to do something about this, we'll do something about it. You guys agree? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Then they want to show these silly optics. And the reason why they want to show these silly optics is because they want to reinforce this. Don't do anything except for hold your hands and pray to an empty sky. Let me ask you guys a question. Has that worked? And if it has, in what capacity has it worked in? What has it done? After a bunch of people have been massacred, what has standing around holding hands done? Has it ever delivered a suspect? Has it ever stopped a bullet? So now you got to ask yourself the question, well, that's true. None of these things have ever been stopped, right? So now, why does the mainstream media continue to show pictures as if this is an effective means? The mainstream media is showing you this to convince you that this is an effective means, to deter you from taking actual effective means. We'll have a prayer vigil for what? For what?
The people in this community, they're hurting, and they have every right to. You know, this makes no sense. I am very, very angry right now.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Are you serious? The governor said Florida is where woke goes to die. Woke is the code word for black people. There's 3 black people dead. What doesn't make sense about that? I need everybody in the comment section to hold up. We got to deal with this first. What doesn't make sense about this situation? And I agree, Tark. Prayer means nothing without no work or action behind it. That's a fact. What doesn't literally, there's been people that, shout out to Professor Black Truth. He's been on the whole thing with the Manhattan Institute and Christopher Rufo and Ron DeSantis. There's literally been people that's been saying that this is going to happen. Not to mention that there's a history of this kind of stuff happening in this state. I mean, they taking Black history out to schools down there, which means they don't care about your life. If somebody is erasing a record of you, that means that they're attempting to erase you. I'm just so angry. I'm just so shocked. I don't know what happened. If you don't know what happened, I don't know what to tell you. If you're shocked, I don't know what to tell you. Living in denial. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys, this is Big Bang level. This is Big Bang level donation. So make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji, flames, some napalms in the chat. Shout out to my man Edward Berry. Edward said, black folks, some like to sit back and wait for a movement or business venture to fail or succeed. If it's the latter, they will say, I knew you could do it. If it's the former, they will say whatever is necessary to tell you were wasting your time. That is such a fact. That is facts. People got to take a stance. You either with it or you not. One of the two. I tell people exactly what my stance is. Me specifically, I enjoy doing journalism, media. That's what I do. I'm not going outside of my lane of that. You already know what to expect from me. And I stand on something. I know that I'm going to succeed. There was like 3 years where I didn't have anybody watching any of my YouTube videos whatsoever. Now, I'm lucky enough to have the wonderful people that come and watch my content time and time again, because I didn't stop, and I'm still not going to stop. And that's because I believe in myself. I don't believe in some extra force where I'm going to attribute all my hard work to something else. No, I did this. You guys helped do this. We did this. You know what I'm saying? And we taking full credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, also make sure you guys show some love for my man YGLTB1 with the 1999 super chat. Our new black media should be the only place that we go to get the unadulterated information about us. We can't expect our enemies to tell our story unequivocally. The main media should only be used for weather and vetting lies. Facts. And sometimes you might not even want to do it about weather. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what's going on with the damn climate. They can't tell you anything nowadays. You got half of them sitting here saying people setting fires. The other half of them saying that the fires is occurring naturally. And none of them telling the truth about free radical damage. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. That's facts. Now, here goes another thing. If you ask me, right? In addition to starting a campaign to get people to stop dealing with the white media, another thing that people need to start doing is we need to start normalizing media training and media etiquette. Certain things you do not say in the media. You do not say this nonsense. You do not get up here in a place where a governor says this is where black people go to die and say that you're surprised when 3 black people die with manifestos that look like his policies that are in place down there. You don't do that.
Now, we're told the president has been briefed and the FBI is investigating this as a hate crime. Neither the names of the suspect nor the names of the victims have been formally released.
Now, we know what the name of we know the name of the suspect, the guy that deleted himself. We know his name, right?
Willie.
Marissa Parra in Jacksonville on just a terrible morning there. Marissa, thank you.
Now, here goes my question. How deadly is the morning there? How deadly is the morning there? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. How deadly is the morning? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't hit that like button, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys take a moment and hit that bell. We're going to take a quick look at this article here that talks about the shooter. This guy right here. Dollar General gunmen had manifestos. What we know about the shooter, Ryan Palmeter. Okay. So this looks like a different press conference here. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different camera angle. Yeah, I think this is just a different camera angle. Look at this. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see what they got right here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, nah, these are just these are full press conferences. Maybe if we get enough time tomorrow, we could check out the full press conference. Let me see. So now here it says a Clay County man shot and killed 3 people in a racially motivated incident. So again, I just want you guys to pay very close attention because these people understand the assignment, right? They'll never call this an anti-black incident. We have to continue to call these anti-black incidents. They refuse to do it. They'll call now. They're trying to act like they're making a middle ground and saying racially motivated. I'm not taking middle ground on being identified. I'm not. That's just the same way as if somebody tried to make you take a middle ground on calling you by your name. Well, I'll call you half your name. No, you're going to call me my name. The calling this a racially motivated crime, that's an attempt of soft mental buck breaking. Do not go for that. This is an anti-black hate crime. You had no problem saying anti-Asian hate crime. It's an anti-black hate crime, period. It is what it is. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable you get. Nobody cares. Just like how this dude didn't care about the black people that he deleted, and he didn't care about his little manifesto. Nobody cares. We're not here to cater to you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a Beyonce song. We ain't here to cater to you. You know what I'm saying? The gunman, identified Sunday as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmeter, was armed with a Glock handgun and an AR-style rifle and wore a tactical vest. Now, didn't I tell you guys how many people were around during the Buffalo massacre and watched the videos that I did about Buffalo? You guys remember when I kept asking the same question? Why do the police, the military, and all the mass shooters wear the same uniform? What does uniform mean? Yeah, see, shout out to Terrence. There you go. He's in their uniform. That's a question that nobody in the mainstream media asks, but I've been asking that question all the time. If you saw, and I'll tell you one reason why a lot of these black now, a lot of the black people have built-in behaviors, right? As a result of WS brain damage, right? That's understandable, right? But at the same time, there may be some black people that don't have WS brain damage, and one reason why they may not mess with one of these people when they see them in the tactical gear is because these people are dressed like law enforcement. Where was that? Uvalde. You remember the shooter down there, Salvador Ramos? The rumors were coming out. People were saying that there was police shooting as well. Nah, that was them in the tactical gear. All these people be wearing tactical gear. Did y'all see Peyton Gendron when they walked him out of the tops? He had on the military gear. It's easy for some. There was a black Latino military person who got harassed at a gas station by a white Latino police officer. You guys remember that? I think it was about a year ago. If you go back and watch them videos, he had on his military gear. He got on the same gear that Peyton Gendron had. The only difference is that his actually got his military status and his name on it. That's the only difference. So a lot of times people might just at a glance think that these are people that, you know, they just got off a base or something like that. And MC Fact, shout out to MC Fact. MC Fact said, Rob, clearly there's a connection. And the connection, right? There's a connection. And one of those connections is uniformity, which uniform means what? Uniform means that something is the same. It's standardized. Manifesto. Symbolism on the gun. Shopping area with black people. Targeting black people. You want to know what else is uniform? Other groups would get a hate crime bill out of this. We'll, instead of turning it into, instead of acknowledging it as anti-black hate crimes, we're going to shift the narrative away and turn it into gun violence. Now, anybody who's thinking about voting for Cornel West, I want y'all to get your pencil and your pad. And I want you to pay attention to if Cornel West calls this an anti-black hate crime, and if he suggests suggestions to do with it, or if he starts getting on his black hippie rant about gun violence. Now, here go my question. Everybody that's watching, what y'all think he about to do? Now, here's my question. If you're a Cornel West supporter and Cornel West tries to divert this into gun violence, is he still worth your vote? That's what we got to pay attention to. Here's what we know about the shooter, all right? Who is the gunman in the Dollar General store shooting? Ryan Christopher Palmeter, a 21-year-old white man who lived with his parents in neighboring Orange Park. So he was 21, still living with his parents. I moved out of my parents' house at 16. More than 15 miles from the shooting scene, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters withheld the shooter's name until he could be positively identified. I don't think positive identification had anything to do with it. They knew exactly who he was. They had the name probably in the manifesto. How did the Dollar General store gunman die? After fatally shooting 3 victims, 2 men and 1 woman, all black, the gunman shot and killed himself, Walters said. Now, here goes my question. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Did we know whether Peyton Gendron had planned on deleting himself or not? But this is a pattern that we see with a lot of these mass shooters. They plan on deleting themselves. They shouldn't be allowed to delete themselves. The fact that law enforcement allows these, and I'm telling you, they knew that he was probably going to delete himself. Anybody that studies crime and criminology, they know what kind of pattern these people are going to take. They know what they about to do. So they let them go ahead and do it because they support the crime that they're about to commit. What weapons did the Dollar General gunman use? The shooter was armed with a Glock pistol and an AR-style rifle, police said. At least one of the weapons was emblazoned with swastikas. Did the Dollar General gunman have any previous encounters with police? Now, we talked about this earlier today, right? About the police encounters. He got Baker acted, right? And so now we talked about Baker acting earlier. So everybody knows what the Baker Act is. That means that you're batshit crazy. And because you're so damn crazy, somebody was able to involuntarily get you put into a mental health institution. And there was calls from, quote unquote, calls from the home. But they wanted to, we're going to make it clear. We're going to make it clear. We're going to make sure that we concentrate. Well, he had no prior record. He had no prior record. He had no prior record. And it's just so hard for the family. The only family that the mainstream media has said that it's just so hard for is the family of the killer. The only family that the media has said that it's hard for is the family of the killer. Definitely take note of that. And the thing is that we shouldn't expect anything else. We just calling this out. We're crazy, right? Well, then why do we know what you're going to do before you do it? You figure that out. Now you answer that question. Now the pressure is on you to start answering questions. Because my thing is, I don't do this kind of content because I'm looking to correct anybody. Hey, look, you see what you're doing wrong? No. They know what they're doing wrong. They're doing everything wrong in order to maintain the status quo. I don't need to point that out to them. If you created the game, I don't need to explain the rules to you. I need to explain it to the people you keep taking advantage of, the people you keep cheating. I remember when I used to play Nintendo games. I used to have such a hard time with Contra. I used to have such a hard time with Metroid. I used to have such a hard time with Super Mario Brothers. I go back to school, people be like, man, I beat Contra. How the hell you beat Contra? You get hit with one bullet, you're dead on Contra. You mean you made it through all them damn levels and didn't get hit with no bullets? How'd you beat Super Mario, bro? How'd you beat level 8-4? With only 3 lives? How'd you do it? How the hell did you beat Metroid? Oh, you type in the code, you put in Justine Bailey. Now you got this superwoman that got all the weapons already. But see, nobody tell you that though. Oh, you did up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. Now you starting off the game with 30 lives. That's how you did it. Oh, you held select start, and now you got unlimited continues, and you start off at this level where you ended at on Super Mario. You're not going back to level 1-1. Now I know how you did it. That's the situation that we're dealing with. We're dealing with the fact that all these motherfuckers playing Contra, we're playing with 3 lives and they playing with 30 lives. We're playing with the regular Metroid suit and they got Justine Bailey. And don't nobody know. Who is this? She ain't even got no armor on and she tearing shit up. That's the situation that we're in. And then everybody just, hey, you must just, hey, and that's what they would do in school. You just must be dumb. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat Super Mario Brothers 1. They on Super Mario Brothers 3. We've been beat that game. You can't beat Contra. I'm playing Super C now. I got a Game Boy. I'm playing Operation C. I don't know what's wrong with you. You still stuck on the first Contra? Man, you can't beat Metroid? What? What's wrong with you? Then you go to their house. What you doing on the control pad over there? Oh, I'm putting in the code. The code? Putting in the code. I'm sitting here getting to where you're getting with less lives than you. And you have a whole ass cheat code. That's the situation that we're in right now. And that's what everybody does. You commit the most crime. You get the lowest test scores. Damn, why the hell everybody committing so much crime? Damn. Why the test scores ain't better than everybody else? Everybody else got the cheat code. We got to make our own cheat code. And that's one of the reasons why people worry about certain things in the back of their head. They want to try to come aggressive, but they don't want to come too aggressive. Because if we're still competitive with them and they got cheat codes, imagine what happens when we get the cheat code. It's over with. New world order. you can barely compete and you got a cheat code. Once we get the cheat code, it's done. Curtains closed, casket shut, dirt on top. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. But understand that they're working with a cheat code. One of the most important things about a cheat code is that you're not supposed to let your competitors know that you're cheating. You in a boxing match and you hitting somebody hard as hell, and somebody is damn near knocking you out with every jab that you get hit with. Damn, I didn't know this person could punch that hard. Good God. A couple months later, come to find out they had brass knuckles taped on. That's why them punches was hitting like that, but they would have never told you, because if they would have told you, they'd have exposed themselves and they'd have got in trouble. But now they're going to make it look like they beating you up and you ain't got no skills. Oh, we don't know. Maybe he's dehydrated. Every single shot is dazing him. Every single shot is dazing him because you got brass knuckles on under there. But it's the cheat code. You're cheating. So nobody can know about it. The only person that knows about it is you. And when you know that you're cheating, you're going to be hypersensitive to criticism. And you guys know anybody that's hypersensitive to criticism? You can't talk about our history. I don't want to talk about my jab. Just give me my belt and leave me alone. Cheat code. Cheat code. We don't want to talk about slavery. We don't want to talk about Jim Crow. Just understand that understand that you have the same opportunities as everybody else in the United States. We're not going to talk about any of that other stuff, though. Cheat code. Cheat code. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says previous incidents included a 2016 domestic call to his home that did not result in arrest, police said. Just because something didn't result in arrest doesn't mean anything. You guys remember when the Michaels family deleted Ahmaud Arbery, they almost didn't get arrested because they were friends with the DA. So just because police come to the scene and nobody gets arrested, how many times did the police come to the scene down in Montgomery, Alabama, and they let them Riverside Pirates do whatever the hell they want to until they got their asses beat with them folding chairs? It took the civilians to beat their ass because the police wouldn't do anything about the shenanigans that they was doing down there. So it means nothing to me when I read something in this nonsense and it says the police probably came to the house and seen all kind of guns laying around, seen all kind of dead animals. Shout out to my man, One Cool Individual over on Twitch. What's good with it, bro? One Cool Individual says, it's crazy how that gunman in Jacksonville tried to enter Edward Walters University and HBCU prior to gunning down those people at the Dollar General store, but was turned away by campus security. Just last year, a lot of HBCUs throughout the U.S. received bomb threats. That's a fact. And what's even crazier is now those HBCUs are openly allowing Ukrainians to go there, who Ukrainians literally live by the mantra in that damn manifesto, which, again, is one of the reasons why the United States supports that country. You know what I'm saying? If you guys ain't subscribed on Twitch and you have Twitch, make sure you guys go check out the channel on Twitch. So now here it says a year later, he was temporarily detained for emergency health services under Florida's Baker Act. And now, again, not emergency health services. He wasn't detained because he had a congenital heart defect. He wasn't detained because he had a paper cut. He was detained because he was fucking nuts. Motherfucker's brain was scrambled like eggs. Oh, he had a little health issue. You know, he had a little bit of arthritis and was dealing with the gout. So we had to, no, that wasn't none of that. Wasn't none of that. He probably was right in front of somebody and bit a rat's head off or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Amir. What's good with it, bro? That's probably what happened with him. The sheriff said he had no criminal records and that there were no red flags. Being Baker acted is a red flag. A domestic issue where your parents call the police on you is a red flag. But according to the sheriff, this isn't a red flag. These things with this individual who is a killer are not red flags, but if you simply have black skin, that's a red flag. No, I started over, Torian. I had went to sleep. I had to take a nap. And I'll try to rush through this one real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get out of here pretty soon. We might have to end up doing a part 3. I really hope the world kind of just chills out for a quick second so I can get all this stuff done. Because I'm not trying to lie, man. I be getting irritated sometimes when I don't get a chance to finish all the stuff that I be wanting to show y'all. Because it's a lot when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? Court records show that he also had one on June 28th. A speeding ticket in Jacksonville. He was driving a 2004 Honda Element on Middleburg Road going 41 miles an hour with a 35 speed limit, according to the citation. Did the Dollar General gunman leave a manifesto? So I'm about to click on this link real quick and see what they got over here. Oh, okay. They got a little bit They got a little bit of stuff over here. We might look at this tomorrow. Did the Dollar General gunman leave a manifesto? Don't they all leave manifestos? Now, here goes my question. I want to take a big file folder and drop it down on the Black Congressional Caucus's desk. What y'all about to do about this? What y'all about to do about this? And make sure you say the right answer so we ain't got to do nothing about y'all. Depending on what y'all do about this will determine what we do about y'all. Now, I guarantee you, if you did something like that, Jim Clyburn had a reparations response. Okay, cool, bet. You got the reparations response? You about to retire early this year, bro. Your old Adoso ass is about to retire early this year because you're not going to get any support whatsoever. You're not getting any support. You're not getting any votes. You're not getting anything. All of this kind of crime, Peyton Gendron, police deletions, anything that's anti-black is sky high when the Democrats have majority government. Not only should Ron DeSantis be blamed for this, Joe Biden needs to share in the blame too. The anti-blackness of the Uniparty needs to be put on full display. And not put on full display for the United States public. They could sit this one out. Y'all dumb as hell. 70% of the population is just stupid. This is for us to talk about, to see how we plan on dealing with y'all. Y'all are dumb. Y'all had y'all time. It's our time now. You know what I'm saying? And people need to start, if you ask me, people need to start taking that stance. So now here it said, after the shooting, law enforcement officials learned that the gunman had authored several manifestos, including one each to his parents, the media, and federal agents. And they didn't do nothing with it. Now, do you guys remember when I did that story? I did that story, and it came out of that news media outlet called The Intercept. And in that story, we talked about the error. I think he was a Muslim individual, right? The Muslim individual that was kind of set up by a federal agent. He was back and forth on, I think it was on a social media app on Discord or something like that. And he was talking to a federal agent, and the federal agent kind of entrapped him, right? So the federal agent was able to entrap this individual, and this individual didn't even make any threats. The federal agent tricked this individual into sending some money to some kind of organization that was associated with terroristic acts. But the money was not sent directly to fund the terroristic act. You guys remember something about that vaguely? I talked about that. If the government can do stuff like that, why couldn't they stop this if they had access to the manifesto? Isn't that a question worth asking? That's why the media didn't ask it. Any question that's worth asking, the mainstream media is not going to ask it. Why are they not going to ask it? Well, damn it, that might actually get us some answers. We don't want answers. We want people sitting around in a kumbaya prayer circle. I used to be really muscular. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be a big dude. I used to have some big muscles. Not anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm skinny now. And I don't know if there's any skinny people that's in the comment section, but you sit down too long, that shit starts to hurt. So now here it says, was the Dollar General shooting racially motivated? I don't know. I don't know. Are you allowed to even ask these kind of questions in Florida? Will we be able to discuss this without getting punished by Ron DeSantis? That's a fact, Ronnie. See, JRS know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it depends, especially depending on what kind of chair you got. See, I got this little cushion that I got for when I fly places, you know what I'm saying, with my girlfriend. And when I'm not in a plane, I use that cushion on my gaming chair. You know what I'm saying? But that's a fact, though. What Ronnie is saying is absolutely true. When you bring up these type of things to the sleep, they respond and they say, that's different. That's exactly what they say. That's different. It's not different. What are you talking about? You're different. You're different from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, the media is absolutely trying to keep us dumb. And shout out to DJ Elmo. Anytime we start talking about the media, DJ Elmo would talk about the root word of the media and where that came from. Part of the whole idea of the media is to keep people confused. Get you one of them 1999 chair pads, JRS1. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I had to adjust. That's one of the reasons too, for real, sometimes why I don't really be like showing my face on camera. Now, I do show my face on camera, right? Literally everybody has seen what I look like. I'm not one of those YouTube channels that hides myself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I look like. Y'all know my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It's all out there. I'm not one of those people that was able to cleverly shield myself from the tentacles of the internet. I'm out here. Like it or not. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I just want to be comfortable and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I want to stand in front of the microphone because I start getting sore, man. This chair, the cushions only last so long before they get sunk in. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no chair made out of memory foam. Now that might be one thing that I might invest in if they got a memory foam gaming chair, if I could find that somewhere. That's some shit that a black business should do for black streamers. Make us a memory foam chair, a memory foam gaming chair. Somebody make it. Tell me where I can get it at, and I'll buy that bad boy, especially after y'all hooked your boy up with the stream sponsorships today. Shit, I buy any damn thing today. I'm about to put a down payment on the damn building. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to put a down payment. Now it's not only gonna be TD that's talking about he finna go to the office. I'm about to move the studio to a damn office. The black light office. I'll have a whole ass office and still only show the visualizer and only show my face when we do just talking because I just don't feel like it. I forget who I was talking to. Sometimes, man, I'm just sitting up here in the house robe with my do-rag on or my wave cap or something. Y'all ain't trying to see all that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes I'll be turning up in the morning. I work night shift. A lot of people don't have the maturity to understand morning drinking. It'd be whole conspiracy theories out here. This nigga alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. This nigga got some Ciroc right next to the computer. Like, I just got off of work. Ain't nobody calling you an alcoholic because you get a drink at 10 o'clock at night or at 5 o'clock p.m. I just got off work. I'm not drinking Ciroc for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Between, you know what I'm saying, 9 o'clock and midnight is your kicking it hours. Between 9 o'clock in the morning and noon is my kicking it hours. It ain't that difficult, but you know, people come up with they, you know, people come up with their theories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I stay up so late, Hurricane. I work nights. They see this big ass bottle of passion fruit Ciroc. Man, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. What's he doing? That ain't no good example. Nobody said it was an example. I don't like Charles Barkley, and I'm not Charles Barkley, but I'm also not a role model, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? Hurricane IQ said, "When do you sleep?" That is a secret. That's a proprietary secret that no legacy night shift worker can ever disclose. You know what I'm saying? Legacy night shift people can never disclose, quote unquote, when they sleep. You may be incriminating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you get down like me. you know what I'm saying? I just understand that the job gets done. You know what I mean? And everything is all good. The job gets done. Everything is all good. You come back to work another day. I'm going to show y'all how to do effective deflection. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with sensitive information, when you're dealing with sensitive information like this, yeah, you work night shift, but you be up during the day. So when do you sleep? You answer a question like that, like this. I usually drink about 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and then you keep it on moving to the next subject. You know what I'm saying? Usually if you do a little answer like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of throw that little monkey wrench in there. Okay, you drink coffee. Yeah, that's right. I didn't answer the question either because like I said, I'm pleading the fifth. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man YGLTB1. He says, BLR, it's almost reasonably certain that the CBC won't do a sit-in on the floor or hold up congressional business in protest like they did for the LGBTQ community for the nightclub shooting. Facts. And when that happens, we should hammer them on it. I'll definitely hammer them on it. We'll do a whole stream about how they held it up and everything. And the thing is also, the Black Congressional Caucus will not be held accountable for. You've seen it. You guys have seen when people confront Stacey Abrams, she start waddling away like a little penguin. You seen Jim Clyburn, how he is. Stacey Abrams waddling away, talking about Aflac, 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 Aflac. Jim Clyburn sounded like Pops on Friday. I don't know why y'all come down here messing with me. Well, who is that? Red? Sounded like Red on Friday. I don't know why y'all don't come down here messing with me. You don't know what getting messed with is. I'm to be honest, if you ask me, these people have been dealt with in a way where they're almost spoiled. These people don't know what getting messed with is. Next time one of these people say, don't come down here messing with me, I think they need an example of what getting messed with really is. So you don't get confused. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the manifesto left by the gunman detailed the shooter's disgusting ideology of hate, Walter said. Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated, and he hated Black people, which meant that it was an anti-Black hate crime. He wanted to kill N-words, Walter said. Now, according to white people, all Black people aren't N-words, right? We got to pause on that because we gotta straighten out some male-splaining here. According to white people should be able to say the N-word because the N-word doesn't apply to all Black people. So I find it interesting that this mainstream media outlet is equating him saying he wanted to kill N-words as automatically associating it with Black people. Hey, what if he wanted to kill white N-words? Because according to white people, there's white N-words. So we need to address that with people like Matt Walsh, Ron DeSantis, Joe Rogan. Get y'all asses over here. Get your ass in here and pull up a chair. How many times have you heard them say idiotic stuff like that? Well, the N-word just means ignorant. So was this an anti-ignorant crime? White people? I want to know in the comment section, how many times have you all heard a white person say, well, the N-word isn't a racist slur. It just means somebody that's ignorant. How many times have you heard a white person say that? Right. Pull up a chair before I go upside your head with it. Exactly. So is this so now white people, white media, is this an anti-ignorant crime? See, because the thing is that we need to get all these definitions straight. Facts, Torian, they love that double speak thing. And another thing that they like to do, they love to do that double speak thing unchecked. But now when you take that double speech thing and you shove it right back down their throat, they get really uncomfortable. They don't like that, which means that it needs to constantly be right behind their Adam's apple. It needs to be constantly right in their voice box. Here you go. It was racially motivated. Oh, it was about the human race. Everybody that was killed in this was a human, which means that it was racially motivated and this was an anti-human hate crime. We're going to get to the level of where idiots like Ron DeSantis do that and are comfortable with it. I mean, they didn't kill anybody's dog. They didn't kill anybody's cat. They didn't kill anybody's pets. It was a race-based crime because people from the human race were affected. Man, you people are. Yeah. Get y'all asses in here and come fuck with me. But then they get these people like Michael Eric Dyson, Roland Martin, Mark Lemoyce Chill. They get all choked up. They don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's not that difficult. You shouldn't need to know what to say. If you're on the right side of history, simply recite history. Shout out to my man Cassius. And stay safe out there, bro. Cassius says, Rob, that incident happened 20 minutes away from me. And yes, there are moonshine drinking degenerate, racist, white supremacists in Jacksonville, Florida. Oh, absolutely. And absolutely on that moonshine, too. They sitting down there drinking Everclear by the bottle. And I don't know if anybody ever drank Everclear, but if you can sit there and drink a bottle of Everclear, something is really wrong with you. You're working with a different kind of crazy if you can sit there and drink a bottle of Everclear straight. But that's what they do. Everclear is so damn ignorant. It's all kind of ignorant stuff that's legal in Ohio. Everclear is not one of them. Everclear not even legal in Ohio. Marijuana finna be legal in Ohio before they make Everclear legal in Ohio. They sit down there sucking down grain whiskey with a damn straw. That stuff will have your brain shriveled up like a damn raisin, which, you know what I'm saying, some people already are dealing with that. So just imagine that on top of Everclear. Not a good combination. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the Dollar General store may not have been his first target. Well, we know that. Before he shot and killed 3 people at the Dollar General store, the shooter was seen nearby Edward Walters University. Police and university officials said. So now what I find interesting, right? I want y'all to conceptualize this. This is what's important. Process this data, all right? Process this data and analyze it chronologically. Chronologically. He gave a manifesto to who? Tell me in the comment section who he gave a manifesto to. His parents and who else? Now, he was Baker acted. So this kid was in the system. Or I shouldn't say this kid, this adult. When you get a certain age, you just call people younger than you kid. So my apologies. This was a grown-ass man. Make no mistake, there was nothing childish about this motherfucker except for the fact that his stupid ass lived with his parents. That was it. This motherfucker was a full grown-ass adult. So let me correct myself. You know what I'm saying? So now he told the feds, law enforcement, media, and police, right? Now, it was security that turned him away from that college, right? It was security that turned him away from Edward Walters. Had the feds and the police communicated appropriately with the college, if they had appropriately spread the information about this little psychopath, then maybe there would have been some mugshots or maybe some information would have came up about him and said, yo, this dude that we found these manifestos on, he came to this college and he's not enrolled. It was weird. And he was dressed in some tactical shit. Y'all might want to keep an eye on him. Isn't that how dispatch is supposed to work? Because, I mean, they sure as hell were suspicious of Elijah McClain. And last time I checked, shout out to my man in Cleveland over there, Talking Grub and Media. I grew up in Cleveland. I'm in the 330 now. Shout out to the 216. Shout out to the 440. You already know what it is. So a Karen can call about Elijah McClain at a gas station that's not bothering nobody, and the police and the EMTs come and kill him. This dude sent a manifesto saying that he's going to do all these egregious things to the media, to law enforcement, and to his parents, and all three entities let him go ahead and do it. Didn't even take note of it, to the fact to where his name will come up in the computer or a picture of him will be up somewhere. Let me ask you guys a question. While they sit there and talk about police accountability, should this be mentioned in conversations about police accountability? Because how are police and law enforcement accounting for the fact that they had tips? They had tips on this kind of thing provided by the perpetrator that they didn't act on. Make it make sense. Think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Let that marinate. Like, sit back, relax. You know what I'm saying? Let that marinate. The perpetrator gave the media and law enforcement tips, and they didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing, right? Yet again, law enforcement being some dindus. The projection is wild, ain't it? They sit there and call us dindus. Here, I'm gonna give you this manifesto, tell you I'm about to kill these people, and you still didn't do nothing. So now here it says, at the university, the first historically black college in Florida, the shooter drove onto the campus where he was confronted almost immediately by security. A. Zachary Faison Jr., the university's president and CEO, said in a video statement posted to X, formerly known as Twitter. Did the Dollar General shooter act alone? No, he had the governor on his side. He had Marjorie Taylor Greene on his side. He got a whole political party in the government on his side. No, he didn't act alone. Kyle Rittenhouse on his side. You know what I'm saying? Lauren Boebert on her side. I don't know. Laura Boebert might not be on the side. She might be on her back because you know how Lauren Boebert get down, but I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Did the Dollar General shooter act alone? So now they don't know anything about anything, right? They don't know nothing about nothing. But they don't know about the motivation. We don't know anything about anything. But if there's one thing that we do know, and we do know it definitively, the only thing that we can answer with a yes or no definitively is that he acted alone. How is it that you don't even have a complete investigation and automatically you have a definitive answer of yes for this? Man, go on somewhere with this bullshit. Man, go on somewhere with this nonsense. What that basically means is, yes, don't ask us anymore. And nah, we're going to keep asking. Like, we're going to do whatever we want to. You know what I'm saying? Who did Ryan Paul Meter notify about his plans? The sheriff said at 1:18 p.m. in the office of the Dollar General after the killings, Paul Meter texted his father to check his computer. By the time the family notified the Clay County Sheriff's Office, it was over. What's the amount of time between when the father checked the computer to when the sheriff was notified? So what this basically means is that the parents were in on it, right? If they didn't act fast enough, you know your child is psycho. You know you created a little devil spawn. Laura, shout out to Lauren Boebert. She made that tweet. She said that she does her best work on her knees, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Probably the only thing she's telling the truth about. What was Ryan Palmeter wearing during the Dollar General shooting? The uniform. The white militia uniform. The same uniform that the fire department wears, the same uniform that the police wear, the same uniform that Stormfront wears, the same uniform that Peyton Gendron wears, the same uniform that Salvador Ramos wears, the same uniform. And not to mention white skin is a part of that uniform. And so is straight hair. I ain't never seen nobody with a fro or no black skin except for that goofball that was a member of the Proud Boys, old Cuban dude, ever wear this uniform and not be getting a paycheck. Now, if you on a police payroll or something like that, you know what I'm saying? You just goofy and you getting a paycheck. But the ones that volunteer, I ain't never seen no volunteer black people wearing that uniform. And that's because you ain't allowed to be part of that uniform if you black. That uniform is meant for black containment. Let me ask you guys a question. Do the people that wear that uniform do the same thing that police do to black people? It's not like the police don't go and shoot up a bunch of unarmed black people, do they? So one thing that's in common with quote unquote the uniform is that people that wear quote unquote the uniform shoot up unarmed black people. That's an undeniable fact. There's literally no way nobody anywhere in the universe can deny that. That's an inarguable point. Dinesh D'Souza, Matt Walsh, Joe Rogan, anybody that wants to try to come and knock down this wall, move on to the next, because you're not debunking that. Those black dudes that beat up Tyree Nichols that y'all want to try to use as symbolism to say that racism don't exist, they had on the uniform, didn't they? Matter of fact, white women say that shit all the time. Ooh, I just love a man in uniform. They ain't talking about Denzel Washington. They're not talking about Denzel Washington when he was in Ricochet. Or Fallen. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to YGLTB1 with the 1999 super chat. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. This man has killed it with the super chats on the stream today. My man says the CBC are the cannon fodder for WS, and most of them don't care about FBAs because most of them are grifters, tethers, and coons. Most of them are also adosos, bro. Did you know that? A lot of the CBC, Jim Clyburn in particular, Jim Clyburn is an actual adoso. So is Tim Scott. You know what I'm saying? And they have shown us their actions that they are what is stated in the aforementioned facts. I agree 100%. If you guys agree with this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree 110%. Facts. Cassius says, no, Ron DeSantis is condemning this incident. Now our white mayor is in the black community, sympathizing our pain and have no solutions to white supremacy racism in Jacksonville, Florida. Of course not. None of these people are ever going to do anything that contributes to weakening the safety net that holds them up. We cannot expect that. It's got to be us that cuts the net from the rim. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to do it. They'll never do it. I'm going to be 100% honest. If I had some shit like that going for me, I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that shit stays in place. Especially if I know deep down in my bones that I have no way of competing. If I've been living with privilege my entire life and I see these people that I know I've committed atrocities with still on my bumper after 400 years of all the shit that I've been doing, my worst fear is for those people to get on the same level as me. You damn right I'm going to dedicate all my resources to making sure that that shit never happens, because that's going to be an avalanche that never stops. And me personally, I'm trying to kickstart that avalanche. I'm about to go to where all the glaciers are right now. But you know how you start screaming where some glaciers at and all the ice start breaking it. Oh! I'm dead serious, man. I'm serious. So now here it says, did Ryan Paul Meter purchase those guns legally? Yes, according to the sheriff. All guns were handled accordingly. Where's the receipts and what's the serial numbers? And how do we know? Torian said, so you about to become a Snow Yeti? I'm about to be Snow Yeti Revelations. Snow Yeti Revelations. Here I come. New YouTube channel coming. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, who were the victims in the August 26th hate crime shooting at the Jacksonville Dollar General? The sheriff's office identified the victims were Angela Michelle Carr, 52, Anult Joseph Laguerre Jr., who this individual is only 19 years old, sadly, and Gerald Deshaun Gallion, who is 29. He's only 29 years old, these individuals here. Angela Michelle Carr was 52. This is about the stupidest question that I've ever seen in my entire life. How were the victims killed in the Dollar General hate crime shooting? I'm pretty sure like that's one of those questions where you answer it in the question. Denise said, why do I want some Swiss Miss Cocoa right now? Hey, don't get the one with the marshmallows in it, because them little hard marshmallows be nasty. Put some whipped cream in it. You know what? I don't know where Bob Evans, how many of y'all ever been to Bob Evans? I don't know where Bob Evans get whatever it is that they put in their hot chocolate, but whatever kind of cream that is that they put in that hot chocolate, man, that shit is great. I don't even be wanting the hot chocolate sometimes. They could just give me a whole bowl of that, whatever the hell that shit is, and just pour a little bit of hot chocolate on it, and I eat that shit out with a spoon. I don't know I don't know if that's heavy whipping cream. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's whipped cream straight from the farm. I have no idea what it is, but that is the best whipped cream. Like, I can't even mess with no other kind of whipped cream no more. Ready is destroyed Ready Whip for me. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly, Torian. Facts. In the shooting, that's exactly what I was getting at. That's exactly what I was getting at. Who wrote this? You can't make this up. Yeah, that's because the Bob Evans farm is down in southern Ohio. You know what I'm saying? you already know the actual Bob Evans farm is down in Ohio somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So if you in West Virginia, you know what I'm saying, you are a neighbor. You right over there. You know what I'm saying? You ever been to you ever been to Mountaineer? Hey, I've been to Mountaineer. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mountaineer. The people that know about Mountaineer know. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this is a dumb question right here. So now here it says Sheriff TK Waters and Ryan Christopher Palmeter gave no warning to any of the victims. He said he killed the first person, Angela Carr, firing 11 rounds at her car in the parking lot. He then entered the store and shot the 19-year-old employee, AJ LaGuerre. Now, if you ask me, AJ LaGuerre's family needs to sue the state of Florida and sue Dollar General and actually personally sue Ron DeSantis. No, when I say no, YG LTB, let me or YG LTB 1. When I say a dose, a dose is American descendants of slaves, right? When I say adosos are American descendants of slave owners. That's where you get the O at after the S. Jim Clyburn is an adoso, just like Barack Obama is an adoso. He's an American descendant of slave owners. You feel what I'm saying? There was an article that came out from Reuters, and it highlights all of the American descendants of slave owners in the government. Tim Scott, Barack Obama, and Jim Clyburn. All three of them come from slave owner lineages. Torian said Rob gonna have to take a throat lozenge after this stream. I know, right? Facts, Carlton. Adoso, American descendant of slave owners. Facts. Like most of the people in the government, which is one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to get anything done, because they have a family legacy understanding of how the United States has to work economically. They have a legacy understanding of that. They have centuries of knowledge of how to continue to fund the United States pyramid scheme, utilizing Black people as the base of the pyramid scam. Would you guys agree? That's why those people are still in charge of the country. You know what I'm saying? Those people are still in charge of the country. And if you don't think that the North and the South made a treaty, the North made an agreement with the South of the tolerable level of oppression that they would feel suitable would be okay, you're very naive. It's like the Civil War happened, and the only people that dealt with the residual of the Civil War was Black people. Man, when they got done, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, and it was just business again as usual. Like nothing even happened. People was cool again. They was doing business with each other. They was doing commerce. Like, damn, y'all just killed a whole bunch of each other, and y'all acting like nothing even happened. Y'all sitting here staring at us. And I got to agree with Carlton. The United States has its own royal family. Most of these politicians are related. Facts, like the Bushes, the Pauls, you know what I'm saying? The Kennedys. That's what I'm be sounding like Robert Kennedy. I'm gonna tell you about this. What went on in Florida? Robert Kennedy sound like somebody choking him while he's talking. So here goes this dude's mugshot. This is a incel. This is a Tim Pool watching, fresh and fit listening to, the quartering looking like stereotypical YouTube idiot right here. This dude right here never, I put money on it. I would be willing to put money on it. He never missed an episode of Tim Pool. I guarantee you he has every single Joe Rogan podcast memorized. Proud 4chan member, facts. 21-year-old. Now listen, you already know that this dude is an incel. There's no woman is messing with this dude, man. He's not getting any time. Well, I mean, clearly he ain't now because he put his own dick in the dirt. But he's clearly wasn't ever about to get none. He is involuntarily celibate, just like how he got involuntarily committed into that nut house. That's crazy that the only nut that this dude ever busted was the one on top of his neck. Now, if you listen to somebody like Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan, you're supposed to feel sorry for this dude right here. Because life is just getting so hard for quote unquote men, aka white men. I don't care how hard life is getting for you, man. You don't go nowhere and take out a bunch of people because you're an incel. Because literally every woman looks at you and says that your DNA should stop there, sir. That's a you problem. That ain't nobody else's problem. That's a damn you problem. Your face is a damn stop sign for women. Nobody cares. I sure as hell don't. It's so much sympathy porn on the internet. All these red pill content creators. So many men nowadays are virgins. That don't give you an excuse to go and delete a bunch of people. Yeah, facts, talking grubbing, but the guys like him will swear they're the alpha males. If he was so alpha, he'd have did that jail sentence and bragged about it. Got with a white supremacist prison gang. But look at this dude, man. This dude's softer than a wet sponge. That's why he deleted himself. And his parents raised him to be this. And nobody's questioning what went on in the home that raised the child to be like this. Now, what's interesting, right? What do I always say about these school shooters and these mass shooters? There's always two white parents in the home. So while you're sitting there talking about black single parents, let's talk about white nuclear families, shall we? And how many mass shooters they create. Oh, you can't say that. That's anti-white. It's not anti-white. If it's not anti-black to sit there and talk about all of these little things that you pick and choose out of black statistics, let's pick some stuff out of your statistics, like familicide. If this guy was left unbridled and he hadn't committed, he hadn't deleted himself like a chump, you guys think that he would have went on to commit familicide? He clearly had no respect for his parents. Now, this dude had no intelligence to be able to figure out a woman, but he got all the intelligence to figure out how to put guns together and go delete a bunch of black people that don't have anything to do with his failures as a coddled member of society. Now, shout out to the drill rappers that disrespect each other's graves, take pictures of it and put it on Instagram. I just want to let everybody know that I don't have no respect for hip hop artists, especially them pussy ass drill niggas. And I guarantee you won't none of those dreaded out morons put one drop of piss on this dude's grave. And that's one of the reasons why I don't respect hip hop no more. I don't care how hard them dudes say they are or how hard they think they are. That action speaks louder than words. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says this was quite frankly a maniac who decided that he wanted to take lives. Sheriff T.K. Walter said, specifically black people. Yeah, specifically black people. Usually that's what it is. The manifesto, quite frankly, the diary of a madman, he said the next day. It's not the diary of a madman. It's the diary of a very clear-thinking white supremacist. The only thing he's mad about is that he didn't take enough black lives. I gotta agree. Cool. One cool individual. Shout out to my man, One Cool Individual. My man, One Cool Individual, been a long time subscriber too. The self-hate is real. A lot of drill rappers are silent in Florida. Facts. What about all the gangbangers? Hey, yo, gangbangers. Hey, to all my cats flag wearing the bandanas. This dude went and shot up y'all block and didn't sell not one brick, didn't sell not one bale, didn't sell not one 8-ball, didn't do nothing. He just went over to your hood and shot the hood up just to shoot it up. What y'all gonna do about it? Because if one person had sold a dime bag over there, that person takes a risk of getting a bullet in the head. So what you got for this? These criminals are clowns, and they need to be treated like clowns. These criminals are idiots. They're dumb. They don't even do crime right. You know what I'm saying? And they need to be roasted the fuck out of existence. The police aren't going to do it because the police need criminals. They need criminals as part of their propaganda machine. We don't need them. Society doesn't need them. Fuck them. They're cowards. None of them will take anybody on one-on-one. I guarantee you that shit. They got to have their litter of brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles and shit. You get one of these motherfuckers one-on-one, they're not going to do a goddamn thing. And that's why I say all that energy that you want to put towards everybody, the little kid that happens to get the stray bullet, all of that shit, there you go right there. Go make a rap song about this motherfucker right here. But if they made a rap song about this dude right here, then those companies that hire them wouldn't have any use for them, because the use that they need them for, they need these useful tools of hip entertainment to derange internal politics. They need that. All right. So now here it says he was just completely irrational, but with irrational thoughts, he knew what he was doing. He was 100% lucid. So why didn't you just say that and call it a day? Why didn't he just say that and call it a day? Because we got to soften it up a little bit. So now here it said, did Ryan Palmiter's hate crimes have any connection to the Jacksonville Landing mass shooting? Madden NFL mass shooting. Lawsuit sheds light on Jacksonville Landing shooting. Palmiter's manifestos included a reference to this being on the anniversary of 2008 Jacksonville Landing shooting during a Madden NFL 19 tournament at Chicago Pizza, according to Mayor Donna Deegan. Gunman David Katz shot a dozen people, killing 2 before turning the gun on himself. Was Ryan Palmiter active on social media? In perhaps an unusual twist, Palmiter didn't seem to be very engaged on social media. He does not appear to have a Facebook or Instagram, and his X account, formerly known as Twitter, hadn't had a post since 2019 when he said looking forward to a bright career in business administration with a photo of an acceptance letter to Flagler College. Which is interesting because Flagler school system is where we had where those issues were with the separating the students and yelling at the black kids. You know what I'm saying? His X profile states Oakleaf High School attendee, 3.5 GPA, certified in Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator CS6, Adobe InDesign, drinks too many Arizona products. Yeah, they trying to humanize him. Where did Ryan Palmiter live? The sheriff said he lived with his parents in Clay County. Property records show it was the 1400 block of Shadow Creek Drive in Orange Park in the Oakleaf neighborhood and purchased in 2017. His June traffic citation lists a different address nearby in the 1600 block of Timber Mill Lane. All right. So we might take a look at that press conference tomorrow. If you guys want to look at the press conference tomorrow morning, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't want to look at the press conference tomorrow morning, give me a thumbs down, and maybe they might have some new information. So I'm going to shout out the stream sponsors. Make sure you guys, while you're doing that, throw some radiation emojis, some flames in the chat for the stream sponsors. We got my man YGLTB1, who absolutely killed it with the stream sponsoring. Shout out to him. My man Be Easy, that dude with the membership. MC with the membership. Black Freethinker with the membership. YGLTB1 with the $99 super chat. Shout out to him. Denise with the new membership. Shout out to her. Appreciate it. My man Edward Berry with the $99 super chat. Shout out to him. YGLTB1 with the $19.99 super chat. Shout out to him. Definitely appreciate it. Again, he's killing it. Make sure you guys show him some big love. And another one, $19.99 super chat from my man YGLTB1. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Let me know if you guys want to see that press conference, and it looks like you guys do, so we definitely will do that in the morning. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share the stream. Make sure you subscribe to my social media. Make sure you join the Discord with the link that's pinned in the comment section. And I will catch you all on the next video, which will be tomorrow morning. All right? Peace.